Hello, this is Bill. Welcome back. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create a rounded rectangle and use the gradient features in Flash. I can see right now I've got my rectangle tool selected. If I was to press and drag out a rectangle, notice how it would by default here create these square corners. I'm going to hit Control Z to undo that. If I wish to create a rectangle that has rounded corners, a rounded rectangle, I'm going to use my property window. Yours may already be visible, but to get mine visible, I can either press Control F3 or come up here to Window and choose Properties, and there it is, Control F3. And all I'm going to do is come right down in here and change the radius here. Right now it's at 0, and I'm going to go ahead and change that to 15. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and close my property window. I can do that by pressing Control F3 again or pressing this little X. Okay, at this point, I'm going to come along and simply drag out a rounded rectangle. And again, notice these curved or rounded corners on the edges there. Okay, if I wish to add a gradient fill to this, I'm going to come up here to a Window, and I'm going to come down to Color, and that's going to open up the Colors dialog box. I can see right now my type is set to solid, and I'm creating or filling that with a solid red. If I wish to add a gradient fill, I can press on this little down arrow, and I'm going to choose linear. And right now it would go from red to white. And if I was to press on my paint bucket and press here, I'm doing a little gradient fill from red to white. Well, rather than going from red to white, I can also go from red to say green. And to do that, I can see how this little triangle is selected. Let me just select this one here, and I'll come over here and make this one my active one. And now that that is selected, I'm going to come up over here and choose shaded green, and maybe drag this scroll bar on down a ways. And now I'm going from red to green, and go ahead and press here in the middle. If I wish to go from, that was 2 colors, maybe to 3 or 4 colors, I can easily do that by pressing right in here and adding additional colors. Let's just say I want to go from red to white to blue. Well, I'm going to go ahead and press right on this one, and I'm going to change that to white. Drag that on up here to the top. I'm going to press on this one. Again, notice how that little triangle changes to black. Again, drag that on up to the top. And I'll come over here to this right one, and I'll find a shade of blue. And I'm going to come back here and get that one back at white. And there we go. I'm now going from red to white to blue. I'll press on my paint bucket, and there we go. So I've done a gradient fill from red, white to blue, and I've also showed you how to create a rounded rectangle. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this video and learned a little bit, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.